lose the fight, but you hostage the urn, there's a good chance your team's gonna be back up before they can even get to the urn deposit again, unless it's like late in the game. So I think there needs to be a way to punish hostaging, and I think you just need to speed up that return speed, or patch out the melee, like dropping urn pickup, Like there's things that can be done there. I think those are obvious problems with the urn at the moment. But I like the idea that they're trying to make hostaging not a thing when it comes to the urn. Like they're trying to make it more difficult to do that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would agree with you. I think hostage the urn shouldn't really be a thing for the most part. I think there can be some strategical moments where you hold the urn for a little bit, sure, but overall, on average, you shouldn't look to do that. Like it shouldn't be like a strategy that is viable in most situations. Other than that, I would say the urn should reset much faster. I also agree. I've already kind of suggested that feedback. I think that you're absolutely right that it takes way too long right now. And yeah, I think location-wise, that's kind of like the main discussion. So we can move on to the next thing, which is mechanics, unless you have something else to add on location. I think my TLDR is basically neither of us, even though you like the urn, I don't like the urn. Even though you like the urn, you still don't think that the location is perfect. Like it definitely needs some changes.
Yeah, I think either mid boss or urn have to move, like one way or the other. Like either like you said, the pickup is in mid and the drop off are in side lanes, or if you want the drop off to be mid, you need to move mid boss somewhere else. I don't think you can have them in the same spot.
Okay, so we agree. All right, so let's talk about location, not location, mechanics. So the mechanics of the urn. Now, there's a few things that I think are straight upgrades. First of all, I think instant deposit, it was cool or whatever. I like the fact that this is not instant deposit. Now, I don't think the melee mechanic is the answer, but I think the fact that it's not instant deposit is cool. And I think that they should keep moving in a direction away from instant deposit. So just to be clear, that's kind of my stance. So that's one of the mechanics. I want to talk a little bit about why I don't like the melee mechanic, but we'll talk about that a bit later. But what I want to talk about as well is like the overall fluidity of having the urn. Picking up the urn with melee is a straight upgrade in my opinion. Like it feels so much more fluid to just quick melee, pick it up, just feels so much better. So that's a straight upgrade for sure. And I think that not being silenced with the urn, it just feels way less awkward to pick up the urn as well. I think that's another straight upgrade. You can still use some abilities. You can still, kudzu bomb on Ivy to clear a wave. You can still stone form. You can still do kind of all of your things. So I think that's also a straight upgrade because I think that all of these things were contributing factors as to why people were the urn, especially in lower ranks where perhaps the monetary value of the urn was not understood as much. Now, my primary problem with the urn mechanics rely in the melee method. But before I go into that, what are your thoughts on some of the other urn mechanics?
I agree with everything you said so far. I think melee to pick up, huge W. It just feels better. The non-silence. I think for a lot of people, especially in the lower ranks, it's way less disorienting. Like for people who pick up the urn and there's silence, like silence is a mechanic that people coming from certain games maybe not be super familiar with, and Dota is a very like press your spells type of game.
Deadlock.
Or, sorry, Deadlock is a very press your spells type of game. Yeah. So to be silenced while holding the urn is like really, it's just an awkward, scenario. So yeah, I think those are all great changes. I don't hate the melee mechanic personally, but I think there are some things that can change. I think in general, I'm a huge fan of the King of the Hill style depositing, and there's definitely some iterations that we can do. We can talk about that in a moment. I think the change from instant deposit to this, where you now have to test the deposit, is infinitely better. I will die on that hill, no pun intended. But like I think there is no way anyone can convince me that instantly depositing the urn is worse or is somehow better than contesting the deposit in a way. Right. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not here to convince you of that either. So I think the instant deposit definitely had issues. I do think that this addresses some of the issues. Now, I'll talk about my problem with the melee mechanic then, because it looks
Yeah,
like on all the points we agree for the most part. Okay, so what's my problem with the melee mechanic? I mean, we already have a melee mechanic somewhere, right? So what's the issue? You know, we've got the melee mechanic for mid boss. Now, my biggest problem, and I thought about this a lot, because I'm like, okay, I actually don't hate the melee mechanic for mid boss. Like, it's a little goofy, sure, but in most cases, like, I don't hate it or anything like that. So I had a lot of thought about why do I really dislike the melee mechanic for this, but I don't mind it for mid boss. And where I kind of like got to with my conclusions was that overall, mid-boss, it doesn't feel as bad because mid-boss is an objective that you do. It's like a culmination, right? Like, okay, you have some sort of major advantage over the time, right? Like, let's say you got 2 kills, you got whatever it is, right? You got 2 kills, you're up a lot of numbers, you're up a lot of souls. It can be a lot of different things, but regardless of what it is, therefore, when you go mid-boss, with the melee mechanic, it feels like a lot of the time, you kind of like guarantee the support, or like, you know, have a very, very high likelihood of getting this support. With this urn, the urn is like the objective that you're supposed to do when the game is even. You know, you're supposed to do the urn when it's like, hey, like this is the neutral objective that you do to progress the game. And that's where I have the problem. A lot of the time you do the urn, you might not have a significant advantage, right? It should be the objective that motivates you to do something. So, and right now, I don't really think that the melee mechanic is a great way because it's like, okay, you go dunk the urn, and then it turns into this kind of like parry slop fest. And so that's the first thing. I feel like it's not very consistent. Like, I feel like it's hard to guarantee the urn. And we saw even in the pro tournament a lot of like we saw multiple times where pro teams would go for the urn, they would deposit the urn, and then the other team would manage to like steal it last second somehow with like, you know, able to charge a double point. They would get like a lucky melee on it or something, and it felt a bit cheap. Was my problem. However, I do think it's still better than instant drop off in that scenario. And the other problem that I have with it is that the fact that it is melee inherently incentivizes just like AoE spam of it. So King of the Hill, okay, I like King of the Hill. I think it's already better than melee. King of the Hill, for those of you that maybe aren't familiar with the games that have King of the Hill objectives, is generally the amount of people you have in the area, you can progress the capture or not. So there's multiple types of King of the Hill. There's types of King of the Hill where if you have more people than they do, your progress, your capture progresses no matter what, but it's like a little bit slower. And like, you know, it can progress faster if you have more people in it. There's types of King of the Hill where regardless of how many people are in the zone, if there's one friendly and one enemy, it doesn't progress at all. Like as long as the zone is contested, it doesn't move at all. That's how TF2 is, for example. And so I think that is a much better solution.
I see
but
paradox.
once again, it still kind of incentivizes just AoE spam. So my solution is to make it some sort of objective that spawns and can be shot. So, you know, I originally have like the patron spawns there, and like a mini patron or something. Someone in chat said it should be the patron's hand, which I agree. Patron's hand's way cooler. Patron's hand spawns when you dunk the urn. It secures the soul. It has X amount of HP. You can shoot it, but only from like, I don't know, 60 meters, right? So not that far. You can't be like across the map and shoot it. You have to be relatively close. But you can shoot it into different abilities. And, you know, depending on how many allies you have nearby, you can have damage reduction or something like that. That's my idea.
So, okay, so follow up that before, because I have some ideas, but follow up to that. So what's the reward for like shooting the hand? Like, which hand pops up? Like the team that gets the credit for depositing, or is it just like, and then like how do you determine? I guess like I'm just a little confused on like how like I know this all theory, but which hand pops up and why, and then what's the reward for fighting it? I guess. So I like the idea. I like it.
So basically, so you know, some things are still left to be fleshed out. But my current idea related to that is basically the hand that pops up is the hand of the team that dunked the urn, so that put it in.
Let's push yellow.
The way that the mechanics would work around it, around what you get or whatever for killing the hand. So if you kill the hand, then it becomes your team's hand. Like let's say the Archmother deposits the urn. The Archmother's hand starts securing the souls for, I don't know, 8 seconds, and it has 1500 HP or 2080, right? You manage to kill the hand. So what happens is now and if your hand also, your team's hand also gets killed, then what happens is the urn just resets.
Okay. All right. I think there's some potential there. I think for me, my immediate thought was to just get rid of the melee mechanic and turn it into a control situation where the team needs to control the area for X amount of seconds. And if there is an enemy team, if there's an enemy team member inside the AoE, you can't progress. It actually reduces. So there were some changes to those types of mechanics. Just because the easiest reference for me is always going to be Dota, so I'm going to say that they made these types of changes to shrines like Wisdom Shrines and Lotus Pools in Dota, where they are literally king of the hill mechanics, where you walk in and you try to capture it, but if an enemy walks in, it goes back down to neutral essentially. So to me, that's what my initial, when we talked a long time ago about potential changes in King of the Hill, that was my initial idea for it, you have to have a person standing in this AoE while no enemy heroes are there. And I think that gets rid of some of the cheese currently with heroes like Helden and Dynamo, where Dynamo just ults and you're like, well, no one can melee the urn unless they have unstoppable, so, you know, he gets the urn. If it's just King of the Hill, it's like, oh, I'm stuck in the black hole, but at least I'm still in the zone, so it's just a neutral urn, and whoever wants to fight is the ones who's going to get it. So I think there are... I like the idea of going for this melee because it is such like an iconic part of it, like boss and stuff like that. But I do think that this is one of those objectives, like I said, because it's so frequent every 5 minutes. That it needs. I don't think it needs that part of it. Like, I don't think it needs to be in the part of it as well. I think it can just be King of the Hill. It can just be like an AoE type of thing, and that way you don't have to send 5 heroes, to huddle up and start parry spamming, and it's not just a bunch of AoE slots. You have your front line standing there, and everyone around the area, like you would position for any other objective in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I see Lash.
Yeah, it does make sense. Overall, I think that the King of the Hill is a better solution, for sure, than what we currently have. I'm happy to test both. To be honest, why not test both? They can start with King of the Hill, and then we can test another thing, and we can test another thing. And one thing at the end of the day is people want to, a lot of people have expressed displeasure and not feeling like they actually play that. And then when a change is really bad, some people get angry or whatever. I think that crowds have issues. Sometimes what I mean is I feel like a lot of the time people overreact, and people are also overly defensive of changes in areas. I think criticizing the urn is completely fine, and I also think that the developers, they probably don't really care that much if some of the criticism is more heated. At the end of the day, structured criticism is always going to be best. So I'm not saying just complain or whatever, but whatever form your criticism takes, so that's what we're probably going to hear. The best form of criticism is structured criticism that you post on the forums. That's by far what everybody should do, right? But just the player base being angry about a specific change is also something that's going to make the developers think about what they did. I don't think that it doesn't need to be as big a deal as some people want making it out to be, essentially, where overall I think it's a good thing the developers are experimenting. I'm happy with that, but I'm also unhappy with the change, and I think that we need to be able to feel confident as a community that we can be okay, yeah, we can talk about it. We don't need to pretend oh, it's all fine or whatever. And as far as the tournament thing, if I can this weekend, that's been unfortunate. A few players asked me to come on the tournament, and for a lot of reasons, we've got a full crew scheduled for the entire tournament. There's another tournament next weekend, so there's a lot of reasons why. But generally, postponing tournaments is a very, very kind of rare occurrence. And some people said, "Oh, we should try to find a way to play on the old path." And well, realistically, you know, when people sponsor tournaments, they want the most people to see it, and the most people are going to want to see the new patch. So, unfortunately, just got to roll with the punches. I understand that it's not a fun thing to hear, but that I also did want to communicate that to everyone watching as well.
That's like a first time for a lot of people. This is like a welcome to the Valve ecosystem type of thing, right? Like Valve historically, when they feel like they are ready to patch something, they're gonna add it to the game, and they really don't care what's going on in the ecosystem at that time outside of the Dota 2 International. They don't patch around the Dota 2 International. There's like that's like an
slay them and grow strong. Our blue guardian has been destroyed. Our green walker is under attack.
Defend Greenwich.
Our yellow walker is under attack. Our green walker has been defeated.
The leech is there.
We must deliver terms farewell. They took a Kaiko. Cross the line if you dare. Our yellow walker is under attack.
Getting started.
Our blue walker is under attack.
Let's push blue. I mean green.
Our yellow walker has been destroyed. The mother extends her hand to you.
I need to go and punch the bridge rocks.
Buffs.
Do you want secret shop here? Oh my god, I got.
Our blue walker is under attack.
Yeah, the whole team's in there.
Let's go
Push yellow,
yellow.
bro. Push yellow.
Let's go to York.
Like,
Hit a
why?
team. Let's go to York.
The Hidden King is
Headed to York.
trying to deliver the urn.
You're mine.
They took up graves. Our Blue Walker is under attack.
Headed to York. I see paradox. Let's go blue.
Our Blue Walker is under attack. These are your final moments.
My turn.
Where do you think you're going?
The blood will flow down Broadway.
Our Blue Walker is under attack. Our Blue Walker has been destroyed.
It's just force mid, but we can go straight mid. We're all here, they're low. Down Black Hole. Calico, bro. You gotta be home.
Stop that
What are you doing?
woman.
I mean, did I not buy you guys a lot?
I see Geist.
Rejuvenator is descending.
Pull back!
Infernus.
It's wise to fear.
You're all about to enter Lash's world.
We only have one shrine left. Onward. You need to make a stand and stop them. Our defenses are crumbling.
They take up Infernus. 構えよ。覚悟しろ。影を殺すことはできる。
Need to make a stand and stop them.
危ないところだった。
I lead by example.
They take up Kaiko.
You have deserted taste.
よし、行くぞ。これ私を戦い続ける。
You need to make a stand and stop them.
Huge ult.
I thought I had this under control.
An interesting theory, Mr. Poirot, but I know who really killed Jay Gatsby.
This is the defense that breaks boxing rules. When Ryan Garcia goes into a Philly shell, he does something strange. He doesn't roll, he doesn't counter, he just turns away and ducks, making his back the only target. And that's not how the Philly shell is supposed to work. The Philly shell works by minimizing your targets, rolling shots off the shoulder, and countering in small windows. But Ryan skips all of that. He uses the shell to avoid exchanges entirely. Haney keeps landing punches on Ryan's back, but nothing happens. And even though you're not supposed to turn your back like this, Ryan gets away with it. And because Ryan is barely moving or countering, he's barely spending energy. That's why he can explode into big combinations later, because this defense lets him rest. This is the defense that breaks boxing rules. When Ryan Garcia goes into a Philly shell, he does something strange. He doesn't roll, he doesn't counter, he just turns away and ducks, making his back the only target. And that's not how the Philly shell is supposed to work. The Philly shell works by minimizing your targets, rolling shots off the shoulder, and countering in small windows. But Ryan skips all of that. He uses the shell to avoid exchanges entirely. Haney keeps landing punches on Ryan's back, but nothing happens. And even though you're not supposed to turn your back like this, Ryan gets away with it. And because Ryan is barely moving or countering, he's barely spending energy. That's why he can explode into big combinations later, because this defense lets him rest. This is the defense that breaks boxing rules. When Ryan Garcia goes into a Philly shell, he does something strange. He doesn't roll, he doesn't counter, he just turns away and ducks, making his back the only target. And that's not how the Philly shell is supposed to work. The Philly shell works by minimizing your targets, rolling shots off the shoulder, and countering in small windows. But Ryan skips all of that. He uses the shell to avoid exchanges entirely. Haney keeps the shell to avoid all of that. He uses, but Ryan
This is under.
This is the defense to avoid exchange. Ryan skips all of.
This is under.
This is the defense. He uses the shell turning in small windows. All of that. Ryan skips all of that. He uses the shell. All of that. Skips all of. But Ryan skips all of that. He uses the shell to avoid exchanges entirely. Haney keeps landing punches on Ryan's back, but nothing happens. And even though you're not supposed to turn your back like this, Ryan gets away with it. And because Ryan is barely moving or countering, he's barely spending energy. That's why he can explode into big combinations later, because this defense lets him rest. This is the defense that breaks boxing rules. When Ryan Garcia goes into a Philly shell, he does something strange. He doesn't roll, he doesn't counter, he just turns away.
This is undeniably.
Today, Deadlock dropped a patch that absolutely broke Yamato. They changed how some of her AP works on her flying slide.
Well, he's so shifty.
Hey, y'all.
Oh, fine. You too.
I can still fight. You don't have to worry about me.
All right then. Damn it all, there are only 2 of them! What are you doing? All of you, attack them in one charge! Every last one of them is incompetent! Samson! Samson! I'm here, brother!
A direct hit from that would destroy any weapon. What now?
Attack! But it can't be! He beat back every blow from Samson's great flail! I see. He dare not try to dodge them because of their incredible speed.
No. With Guts' skill, he could easily evade those strikes and rush forward with his sword drawn. There's no reason for him to risk his weapon like that. He is protecting me. He's injured.
I see the arrow wound I inflicted upon you while you protected that woman has yet to heal. Quit dawdling! The man is injured. Finish him off quickly!
Hey. I'm going to clear a pathway for you. When I do, I want you to run into the woods and escape.
But I...
Hurry up, damn it! And run! Run! Get out of here!
I promise to bring back reinforcements! Until then, don't die!
Don't let her get away! Go after her and then kill her!
You cowards should think about finishing your work with me first. Before chasing after women.
You bastard!
That man's invincible. He ran his sword through that man as though he were nothing.
Someone dies every time he swings his sword.
What should we do? I had no idea the enemy had anyone this powerful.
What are you doing? Just kill him already! I got him! Good! We've crippled his left hand! He won't be able to wield his huge sword so easily anymore! Finish him!
Now it's becoming interesting.
Unbelievable! Despite his wounds, he's beaten nearly half of my 100 men! So then, he has some skill.
Huh? What's that you say? So there are still 50 of you left standing. At this rate, it'll be done before I can crack open all of your skulls.
Don't let up! He barely has the strength to stand! Now's the chance to defeat him!
What am I doing here? this miserable place. This isn't worth risking my life for. Am I fighting for Casca? No, that can't be it. This isn't the time for thinking. I should only be thinking about wielding my sword, and how I'll kill them. Nothing more.
Here it is! We...
Oh my god. Can this be real? There's at least 100 men. Are you saying he did this by himself?
Guts! Guts! Guts!
Those
Guts!
look like mortal wounds.
Guts! Come on! I know you can hear me! Wake up! Guts! Guts!
Please stop shaking me. It doesn't seem to be helping the pain.
Guts!
Or chasing after women. You bastard!
Every time he swings his sword.
Hurry up, damn it! And run! Run! Hurry up! Run!
I promise to bring back reinforcements!
Before chasing after women.
Nothing. Someone dies every time he...
What are you doing? Just kill him already! I got him!
Sleep well.
The hell are you staring at, buddy?
So you've called on me.
I'll keep them on their toes.
Mug to go with your gun? Regret that.
Teleporting. Die now.
Come back if you need anything else.
Going to shop.
Spirits free. I need this to work. sinks in. This place isn't running out of ghosts anytime soon.
I need to go and punch the bridge rocks.
Time to be clever.
Apologies.
Let's see who's still standing.
My mistake.
Yamato's blade strikes true. The Archmother will bolster your mind and spirit.
Here's your chance to shape your destiny.
Thunk.
Your life had value. I'm sorry.
I see great talent.
You took down Paradox. In this case, I'd be dead.
Let's see who's still standing.
It's happening.
Peace out. Please, just stay out of my way. Together we can change the world. I hope I'm not a monster for using this.
I see great talent.
and punch the bridge rocks.
I got more where that came from.
I'm becoming someone I didn't want to be. It'll hurt him, but at least it won't kill him.
The Hidden King is trying to deliver the urn.
You ready to turn? I hold. Yeah.
Should have made the spirits mad.
They delivered the urn.
Let's go yellow. Headed to yellow. I see this.
Victor has a fat bag. Try to kill him.
You should run. Just stay out of my way.
Good luck knocking.
Our blue guardian has been destroyed.
Good game.
You're the one that was trying to 1v2 that under the red.
Thanks.
Our yellow guardian has been destroyed. Silver is helping to track them all down.
You have a good eye.
All together.
I pick this up?
Yeah, I picked that up. They don't even have a green walker.
We must deliver the urn safely.
I see Mirage.
Their life will dwindle away.
We must deliver the urn safely. Demolition time.
Yeah, so we cannot contest turn while their victory is on their team.
Our victory will be glorious.
Yeah,
Our
McGinnis
green
also
guardian
is
has
very
been
good for that.
defeated. Our green walker has been defeated.
I see Victor.
I see. Get ready to teleport.
Someone's gonna be bleeding on the concrete. It ain't gonna be you.
I need this to work.
I is missing.
Took out their support.
Do it.
I need to go and punch the bridge rocks.
Faster. I see Mirage.
I'm safe in here.
Protect the urn runner.
Just take that to our base. There's genuinely no way we can just, like, we just give it right into their hands. 13 comp is better.
Maybe I can go over towards yellow. Push blue.
Help me deliver this thing.
Dude, we're not getting the urn. McGinnis and like Victor will just completely stop it.
Yeah, we would have to literally kill them all.
Unless we got Dynamo. If you ulted this one, we could get it. And also try
Like I
hard
said,
we can
just push. We can literally just fake and push blue.
Yeah, I'll just go blue.
Just take blue.
I'm going blue.
Back up, back up. I'm not fighting. Do not die.
Walk away while you still have the chance.
Our yellow walker is under attack. Thank you. Demolition time. Took out 7. Oh no. God, I love my job. Aimed.
I have enough air.
Yamato, why do you keep barbing and then fighting? You're just giving them bags.
Not me. They took down Paradox. I can get around them.
I want Billy dead.
Don't mind the blood on that. It's gently used.
Ash Mother offers many gifts. The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
You got expensive taste. I love it.
Our blue vector is under attack.
I see Grey Tunnel.
Pays to plan ahead. Every legacy comes to an end eventually.
Okay, I'm running around.
Protect the urn runner.
Finally safe.
Take this book. The urn is ours.
I have to be willing to fight. Planning for this.
You ever want to sell some of your toys here? You let me know.
Trolls are angry.
Our blue walker is under attack.
Getting ready to teleport.
I need to go and punch the bridge rocks.
Drown in the blood of your allies.
Kill Grey Town and let The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
New York's expensive.
They're trying to deliver the urn. The urn has been dropped. We must deliver the urn safely.
They're on mid.
The Rejuvenator is descending.
Defensive. Need to plan this out.
They delivered the urn.
Your mastery of the occult will go down in legend.
No more games. Come on. Let's take out Green Talon.
But they will return.
Headed to green.
Our Blue Walker is under attack. Locked and loaded. The Healing King comes for us.
Like we always do with this town.
Then no one would know it. Ever so slowly, the crowd is calming down, and it seems the same is true for Chu. Why his previously glazed-over eyes could almost be called sober.
Suddenly I fear this Chu won't be so easy.
Yeah, I hear ya.
You know, I've heard lots about you.
Of course, I think you're a scared little kid who gets lucky. Now, try to loosen up.
It's going to be hard for Yusuke to survive this one.
Why do you say that?
Well, it's just a hunch, but mine are usually right.
The boy has become Ginkai's apprentice, and he's undergone her training 2 times now. But up to now, we haven't seen its results. Surely he must have learned her special technique.
Well, that's right. You mean her spirit wave?
Of course, Hey, how can you be chowing down during such a crucial moment for our team? Obviously, I'll have to confiscate it.
Please go in, mister. I brought that from home.
Bad older bat.
Let the fight begin! Time to go flying.
Hi, I'm Leaf, and this is air strafing. It may feel unintuitive that taking this indirect path through the air actually gets me further. This truth is due to the way air acceleration works in Deadlock and other Source games. Imagine a character is floating along in space without gravity or air drag. They have both a speed and a direction, which together make their velocity. If the character turns their camera, their velocity does not change. In Deadlock, air acceleration has a limit. When you press a movement key in the same direction as your velocity and the limit is 80, this value is the character's air control. Angling the acceleration away from your velocity can bypass the limit. In this visual, the blue arrows are velocity. The length represents speed. To imagine the limit of acceleration, consider this yellow arrow to be the direction that we accelerate. Like the blue arrow, its length relates to how strong the acceleration is. Air movement would be weak, while something like an air dash would be relatively strong. If a line is drawn across the end of this acceleration arrow, the full acceleration is only gained when this line doesn't hit the velocity. Keep in mind this is only an estimation, but hopefully it's useful for visualizing the point at which you avoid the limit. If you followed this, then it should make some intuitive sense why air strafing with movement keys only works at very large angles. As shown, the acceleration is very small, so the angle needed to avoid the acceleration lockout is very large. Don't worry too much if this doesn't make sense to you yet, because the next section is going to explain exactly how to strafe in certain circumstances. The first, and probably most common, is strafing through slide hops. When slide hopping, strafing doesn't matter during the slide. The slide speed will be the same whether you turn or not, and even if you don't press any movement keys. Practically, these are the steps to strafe during a slide hop. First, align your camera with the velocity of the slide. Right before jumping out of the slide, press A or D depending on the direction you want to turn. As you press jump, begin turning your camera into the movement. In other words, if you're pressing A, you turn left, and if you're pressing D, you turn right. It's best to be as smooth as possible. Land back into another slide, and then the process repeats. The correct turning rate is slower the faster you're going. Above 700 units, all characters get reduced air control, from 80 to 50 for most of them. Using the keyboard to turn can provide a baseline for about 500 units of velocity. Going slower than this, turn faster, and going faster, turn slower. Above 700 units, turn much slower. Only horizontal velocity matters for this, so even when falling very fast, you may still need to strafe faster. If you aren't sure how fast to turn your camera, it's a bit better to err on being too slow. Turning too quickly can actively slow you, while turning too slowly will just accelerate you less. To keep moving in a straighter line while strafing, you can change directions in the air. Putting it simply, this is just switching from A to D or D to A and rotating the camera back into the new direction. The difficulty of changing direction is the timing. Usually, you'll want to press the opposite movement key first, then change the camera direction immediately afterward. I have a whole playlist of other videos that go further into the nuances of things like this. Anytime you find yourself slide hopping with existing velocity, strafes can help you carry them just a bit further. Optimal strafing and slide hop timing can keep your velocity high enough to slide hop basically forever. Strafing off of vents and zip dashes is slightly different. As soon as you vent or zip dash, you'll be moving fast enough to have reduced air control, so you'll need to turn the camera much more slowly. Because vents send you in a specific direction, it's important to realign the camera so that you're never accidentally decelerating. You can't strafe during an air dash since your velocity is locked in the dash direction until it ends, so you can use the time to realign the camera with your heading. I've put together a small collection of vent jumps you can use to check your strafing.
Surely someone will be by any time now. Surely someone will be by any time now. Surely someone will be by any time now. I'm just a spirit jar patiently waiting.
steps ahead of death, my friend.
I need to go and punch the bridge rocks.